Chief Masad, this is Jim from Soul Fast E-Bikes. I just wanted to give you a little tour of my facility and go over the first bike that we've finished up. We've got a little showroom office up here. We're definitely geared up for the holidays. Let's get a little showroom over here. I'm an old motocross guy, so I got a lot of my old school moto bikes in here. I got some pretty cool prototype, and this is actually the very first bike I ever did back in 2011. So here's our service department. So we just finished this bike last night. We've got these brand new V Huntsman tires on here. So this is actually an E-rated tire. It's a super durable tire. Hopefully we'll be in production using this on some of our bikes next year. But here's the finished product. I'll go over some of the operations on it. Get the rear rack. This is great if you guys want to keep your some supplies on here. I can give you some recommendations for some racks that fold down with some panniers on here. Here's the rear light. So one thing we did on these bikes now, before we were drilling into the frames here and running the cable through here, we thought it maybe look a little bit cleaner, is to extend the wires and come down and route them through our battery channel. So I've got a channel underneath here that has all my cables, and it was a super tight fit. We spent several hours trying to get the wires dialed in to work there. So we have our battery on board here, easy access, super sturdy. We've got everything tied up nice and clean. There's a tab on here for some ABUS locks. You might want to put some locks on here. Let me know if you do. We can get those added. This turned out really nice. This is going to be the kind of the cockpit up on here. So this will be the operation. So the first light will just basically turn on your headlight and tail light. Let me lower this so I can get a better. And then we have a bunch of different functions through here. That's and there's several different modes. There's a stealth mode where you can turn everything off with just your tail light. I'll go through a separate video with the full operation of it. This is going to be the finished product right here. We've actually put the serial number of the bike up on the top here, which will collate to your serial number here, as well as your keys. We also have some touch-up paint for down the road. And this will be the other bike we're working on later this afternoon. This will be the, excuse the mess here, we've been super busy, but this is basically the light kit. We'll include all the instructions. We've got the rack over here, and we'll start building this up. So we should be able to get this other one wrapped up today, early Monday, and we'll get these boxed up to ship on Tuesday. I guess I could have just left this on. There's a charge port right here. And I believe these lights will run, I've got to get with my tech here. I think they'll run for the excess of 10 hours on a single battery charge. Not quite sure what, okay. Well, these buttons here up on the front will do the same thing as up here. So we've got a little toggle switch down here that'll do some of the functions as well. Get the handlebar straightened out here. This is going to be the display. We'll fire this up. So we had to discharge the battery. We cannot ship the battery fully charged. So this will actually be, it's a 48 volt, so 54 volts or 53 and some change will be a full charge. But we did have to discharge the battery over here. We have a full battery discharge system. So we do have to get the battery a little bit lower in order to ship it to you. So we'll get everything wrapped up. If you have any further questions, give us a call. Carrie, my sales manager, will be your point of contact if you need any parts or accessories. Dan will also be my main tech. If if you guys have any questions. I wish I could make them out, bring them out personally, but we just ran out of time. But these things turned out really nice. So happy holidays.